Music festivals offer an intoxicating mix of live entertainment and fun, and often booze, drugs, and the desire to let loose, all part of the equation. And for anyone who works in the world of harm reduction, you know being in the right place at the right time can save a life. So our next guest traveled to music festivals across North America. And what they do, they hand out naloxone kits to help prevent overdose deaths. Since 2022, they've handed out more than 25,000 kits. Ingela, Travers-Hayward, and William Perry are the founders of This Must Be the Place, and they join us today from Columbus, Ohio. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so curious about your backstory. What is your story? How did you two meet?
Ooh, that's a tough question. We met while Ingela was actually doing some investigative work on a story involving COVID in the Ohio prison system, which was really bad. And I happen to have a deep knowledge of the Ohio prison system and all the things that go into it. And our paths crossed. And while the documentary didn't end up happening, this nonprofit and our relationship came out of it.
You guys ended up happening, right?
Yeah.
So conversations and lifestyles and your past and the friends that you have lost. How did this idea for the two of you, how did you come up with this idea?
You know, I think what we were really inspired by, yes, is our differing histories, but also we were seeing in 2021, all these people were suddenly passing away from accidental overdoses because fentanyl was laced in whatever it was they were doing. So there was this whole new demographic that, maybe did drugs once a year or something like that, but were suddenly at risk. So we thought, how do we get to the people who maybe never thought that this was something that they would ever have to worry about? And yeah, the answer turned out to be music festivals. Yeah.
So let's talk about how this works. So you travel across North America to these festivals, and then what happens? Do you set up a booth? How does it work?
We've done it in a variety of ways, but typically we set up a booth, and oftentimes the festival will give like the fans advance notice of where our booth's at because there is a lot of interest in this. But from there, we also kind of put our own nice inviting spin on it. We've got pictures of our corgi on it. We put the naloxone in these like fun shiny lanyards that people can wear around the festival. But then generally they just walk up and we become their place that they could go to have their questions about fentanyl answered. Get some information about how to reverse an overdose, and we can quickly train them up on exactly how to use this, and have somebody within the matter of 2 to 3 minutes walking away not only equipped with this very expensive and very important medicine, but also really confident that they could use it if the time called for it.
William, you mentioned the cost of this. Ingela, who pays for all this? Because it's not cheap.
It sure isn't. We thankfully got this huge donation of it. There's this company called Hikma Pharmaceuticals. They heard about our mission and they were just like, we want to support you as best we can. And so that came in the form of donating 24,000 doses of this stuff. And so, yeah, awesome. We just never could have done it because, a box of 2 of these goes for about $90 US. And so,
wow.
I don't know a lot of people who are paying for that stuff, especially if they don't, know anyone who uses drugs, and just want to have it to save a stranger's life. So luckily, yeah, we've been able to give this stuff away for free because Hikma really believed in what we were doing. Yeah.
And lastly, I want to ask you, you give the naloxone kits. Have you seen this work firsthand in front of you at these festivals?
Yes, we have. We both seen it work, and we've given it to attendees and had them come back we've actually had one attendee come back 3 hours later and say that he had to use it, and all he wanted was a replacement. But we've also had situations where, especially like when you get into camp out festivals, where as the night goes on, some dangerous things can happen when you're talking about the drug supply. So yeah, like when we open up our booth in the morning, we get story after story after story. But thankfully, thankfully, like, those are stories that do have happy endings because all of those people did survive. And it was, honestly, it was due to the naloxone.
And the hard work
being
that both
there.
of you do. I mean, the fact that you're there and you're not only just providing, but you're also educating, it is really, really important work. Ingela and William, thank you both.
Thank you so much.
And take care.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.